Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 52. Yeah, I think it's 52. Podcast of the Five Rings, your source of enlightenment in the realm of video games, tabletop, anime, film, and tech. Each episode of Five Rings releases Monday mornings on iTunes and SoundCloud, and by topic, day by day on YouTube, with the full video releasing on Friday. I am your new GM and glorious overseer of Podcast of Five Rings, Meta. And I am with the wall that will not fall, Tetsuo.
You really knew if you've done this before?
Look, I took over again, alright? we have thrown off the shackles of our oppressor.
First time is an accident, the second time's a revolution.
Yeah, that's what it is. And we also have our resident wild card, Mao.
Yo.
So, if you can guess, I'm gonna reveal a spoiler here, so if you hate spoilers, tune out. Obs is not with us again today. He was moving, and his internet's no do the workies too well. So
hopefully he'll get that rectified.
Yeah, hopefully.
Better.
Running a nation is hard, let me tell you what. What have you guys' weeks been up to? Huh? Yeah. That's your week.
It's been pretty rainy here.
Very rainy.
Yeah, lots of thunderstorms.
In my office doing lots of models this last couple weeks.
I can't say we've had much rain over here, and I can't say I've done a lot of models in my office the past few days. What I can say is that the weather has been very muggy. It wants to rain, but it's deciding not to.
Other than that, I've been playing Pillars of Eternity 2.
How is that?
Deadfire. Really good. I don't know how much longer I have left, but I've been putting a lot of hours into it.
Have you played it since it first came out, or did you just?
Since it first came out, but I haven't been devoting a whole multitude of hours each day to it.
You're not pulling in obs where you play
No.
72 hours for the first 8 hours the game's out. All right.
I mean, no one can quite do
No,
that as well as Obs does.
Yeah, Obs has a special gift where he actually plays more hours than the game has actually been out. It's it's quite fascinating. So why don't we get into our topics? We'll start with you, Mao. I think you have the best topic. No offense, Tats.
Ow!
Well, we are within the final stretch for E3. It's coming in less than 3 weeks, basically.
I'm excited.
Just over 3 weeks, actually. I guess less than 3 weeks by the time this comes out. But yeah, so figured we could talk about that, what we expect, sort of thing.
And that is a better topic. You're right.
It's
I guess. And before Meta starts screaming about a certain game,
Devil May Cry 5.
Too late. I figure we start going down the conferences and go through those first and get those out of the way. The first one up is Saturday, June 9th. We have the EA conference. And I have no idea what they're going to show outside of sports. And yeah, I think the biggest thing other than that anticipated to see is Anthem.
Yeah, that's actually something I'm kind of looking forward to, because I know apparently some of the issues that they ran into with some of their other games and some of the backlash from Battlefront 2.
Well, and how Mass Effect Andromeda was received.
Oh yeah,
it with BioWare specifically made them reapproach Anthem, I believe.
Yes. So there's been a lot to it. It's been very quiet. So hopefully,
I think I can't remember. I think Anthem said that they still expect it to be out by March of 2019.
Really?
Possibly.
Yes.
I would have to read.
I think that's what I saw.
But yeah, there've been a few delays on. They've been very quiet about it too. They haven't shown off anything. They haven't said anything.
Though I expect we'll see. We have to see more at E3, especially if they're going to release it by March.
They need to renew the hype, so to speak.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the game is gone. Why? And I mean, the premise of it looks great. The premise of it, fantastic. There's nothing there beyond the few news articles that.
Yeah. Oh, and let's. They'll probably show something about the newest Battlefield. I think I believe that was the one that's not going to have a single player at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The newest Battlefield will wait. The newest one I have. You said.
Correct. And I think we'll also have a probably a battle royale mode.
They push out those games so quickly.
The EA specifically keeps pushing this whole FPS only should be multiplayer competitive play thing. Like,
well, I mean, I think it just makes them a ton of money.
It does. I mean, it's good money.
It does, but I want to see more stuff that has more subs. Like, I love FPS, but I want more single player options as well.
Yeah, no, I can get that.
So Sunday after EA on Saturday is we've got the Microsoft conference and the Bethesda conference. I know even less about what to expect from Microsoft.
Are they
Halo?
I'm not really looking. Halo,
Gears of War?
Halo kind of ended, and I don't think Gears of War, the newest one, huge wave, if I recall.
It kind of like came out and then went away, didn't it?
Oh, I think there's rumors of a Fable 4.
Wow. Okay, that will be a surprising one. To be.
Yeah, I mean, I expect from all of these that we'll see probably some VR from every one.
Oh
honestly.
yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, definitely. VR just can't die for some. Not that I'm biased against it. I just really hate. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure we'll probably see it. Although with Microsoft shutting down the Kinect, did they have anything else that they've really been talking about?
They have their HoloLens, which I know I've seen some stuff for. It's not VR, but I guess it's maybe more like AR. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, AR is probably where I think AR is probably going to be.
Yeah, I guess it's more like AR. I've seen like the stuff they showed with it is kind of cool, like with the Minecraft. But I so far it's still just a gimmick, I believe. As far as Bethesda goes, they said that this will probably be their longest conference yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And I know that they just revealed Rage 2, which I assume won't have much to do with Rage 1, because I think Rage 1 kind of just flopped. They're kind of just using the name like they did with Prey, I would almost expect. Though it not just being Rage, but they're not using the name Rage, but by having it Rage 2, there might be some sort of connection, but maybe far enough removed, like from the story or something.
It's possible. It depends on if they left a continue or if they kind of want to use a theme that is of Rage, but they don't want to put it in the.
Yeah, there's your first-person shooter though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
We might even see some. I think Prey DLC was expected.
Really?
Even though it would probably be the right time frame for the newest Elder Scrolls if they hadn't done the MMO as well. I don't think we'll see the next Elder Scrolls yet this year.
Are they working on?
I'd like to, but I don't think so.
Right.
Aren't they also working on Cyberpunk, or is that BioWare? Or am I thinking the wrong?
That's Red CD or whatever they're called. The guys who Witcher.
Oh yeah, you're right. Wow, I got those mixed up real bad.
Project Red CD. Yeah, they don't have anything to do with Cyberpunk. Oh, they do have there's been a long rumored sci-fi game that Bethesda's
Thank
making.
you. Okay.
Like Bethesda, the people that do as in Bethesda, the developers who do Fallout and Skyrim or Elder Scrolls.
Okay, that's what I
Not
thought.
Bethesda, the studio.
I was just about
Right,
to ask,
not
like,
the
didn't they
producers
say
who do
though?
Doom and
Yeah.
Rage coming out?
I was gonna say because as this thing is like I was like, well, didn't they? I know BioWare was supposed to be working on, or not BioWare,
Not
Bethesda. Was working on something sci-fi.
What was it called? Skyfinder? No,
Skyfinder.
Something.
No Man's Sky.
I mean, if they had done No Man's Sky, it would have been everything that was promised
Yeah,
beforehand.
Starfield. That's what it is. It was their sci-fi RPG, which I mean, I already like Elder Scrolls and Fallout, so I'm down.
Any game where you get to do sci-fi stuff is generally a good plus, and I like sci-fi things.
I would love to see that, but nothing is known about it.
Maybe E3 will be where they finally show us.
Maybe it'll be like Fallout 4 and be like, it's out in 6 months.
You know, to be honest, I would not be surprised if they pulled that.
I mean,
really wouldn't.
Their last year's, all the games they announced were like, I think all of them were like out within the next 6 months of E3. They don't really do the long-term thing anymore. Bethesda specifically.
I think it's just
I
think it's the idea is like to skip all the possible stage crap, the full beta stage, and it's like, no, this is pretty much gonna be a fight
game for 10 years.
Yeah, they'll just be like, okay, no, this actually really is kind of essentially what the final product is gonna be. There might be some touch ups, but what you see here and what you see at the game is probably not gonna change in the next 6 months.
Plus, from the developer especially, you already know there's probably gonna be some bugs anyway. Like it's kind of what they're known for.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Can't fix.
Probably see some Wolfenstein DLC. I don't know what else to expect from them though. They had all their big releases last year, I guess, or like for IPs. So I think the only new game that we know about obviously is Rage 2. So
didn't they have who did the last year?
What?
Who did what was it was the sequel to that to the game. It had what you call it? It had the animal people as well as regular people.
Oh, that's Ubisoft.
Okay, that is Ubisoft.
Oh, yeah.
Beyond Good and Evil?
Yes, thank you. That was the name of what I was trying.
Yeah, that's Ubisoft, which I expect we'll see.
We'll probably see more.
Something this year, probably.
I'm jumping a little bit ahead of you, I know, but yes. I couldn't remember.
We're basically done with Sunday, so Monday we get the probably the most stuff, which is Square Enix, Ubisoft, and Sony.
Telling you right
definitely
now.
The day to watch.
Definitely the day to watch is definitely Monday. Absolutely.
It's gonna be a good day.
If Final Fantasy VII does not show up, I'm calling it right now. 10 years. 10 years. Happen.
I think it'll show up. I don't think they just took and put everything in the garbage that the contractor was working on.
You say that now, but just you wait. No, you're probably right. They probably did throw everything into the compactor.
No, I think there'll be something. I don't think they did. Like, I assume. I want to hope that they have that the engine's all there already too, which helps a lot. Like, I assume they'll be using the same thing as 15's engine. So,
I don't know. I just because some of the stuff they've stated, and this is kind of what makes me. No, they're not. Correlated. Do one without doing the other. I went back so far. Not only take ad, which they saw what they were diving with them, but they even went back so far as to actually do another redesign of Cloud's look and design.
Oh, really?
Yes, they actually did another redesign. I don't think I
noticed that.
It was like a really short article. After they take him away, and all they're really doing is, like they said, they think it's the most like they wanted to make it even more akin to Cloud, but they wanted to make him a little bit younger. And you'll know it's Cloud. It's definitely going to be Cloud that you know and love for Final Fantasy VII, but he's going to be a little bit younger.
I assume we'll still see the soldier outfit or whatever, and he'll still have blonde, spiky hair.
I don't understand why they felt like they needed to make him younger. Fine.
I don't know. I mean, younger than what we saw in Advent Children, obviously.
Obviously, yeah. But
and I guess I don't think we've had we haven't had this will be the most accurate looking model of that generation of Cloud. So he might just look younger anyway. Like you should expect him to look younger than like what you've seen in like Advent Children or something. I don't know.
It's possible. I don't know what that really means. Like younger could mean something as they just soften some of the features. Younger can mean that they quite literally have dropped some years off.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll also be getting to see more Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm sure of, since we're getting the by the time this comes out, we'll get to see the embargo will have lifted for the demo anyway that went out. So I'm sure they'll have at least more to show on, maybe show off more of the worlds not in the demo. So that'd be cool.
I will be very excited for that game. That love I had for kind of sold out of me. Well, something took to get. I can't even. I have the stupid 2.5, 3.5 shenanigan crap like things, and let me tell you, I can't even bring myself to play those games. Those games have aged, man, really badly.
Yeah, I tried. I got into what's it called, the Chain of Memories, and I'm like, I don't want to play this.
I will say 2 probably did a little bit better, but Birth by Sleep is rough, man. Just oof. That is a rough game to play.
I picked up the what is it, the remaster that they did for the PS4 for like a lot of the earlier stuff, and I still haven't finished the first Kingdom Hearts.
I mean, they're pretty old games at this point.
Yeah.
Want
to know what's going on, but I don't want to invest that much time into it.
Yeah. We'll probably see some of the new Tomb Raider, and I don't know if we'll see any more from Deus Ex at this E3, but they did just within the last week or two, I think they tweeted out that it wasn't dead. The Eidos Montreal, the producers. So I loved the newer Deus Ex games, so I would love to see more of it.
I've never played them, but
I like those kind of games with taking the stealthy route. Like that and Dishonored are two of my favorite series in at least Western releases.
I will say this, at least in Dishonored, watching kill compilations are insanely fun.
Oh yeah.
So there is that for them. I don't know if that was really something that happened.
You don't get. I mean, yeah, you don't get the quite insane powers in Deus Ex that you did for Dishonored, like time stop and then teleportation, basically. Yeah, I don't really. I mean, it's nice to see Square Enix back having a full conference, but I don't know what else to really expect from them.
I mean, Square Enix is kind of niche. I don't know. Maybe they'll surprise us. Like,
yeah, and then Ubisoft. Well, I'm sure we'll probably see something from Beyond Good and Evil 2, because they just had like a I don't know, concept trailer or whatever. They showed off, I think, showing off the engine and stuff just a little while ago, in the last few weeks, I believe. But I don't think that game is supposed to be out anytime soon.
Is Ubisoft the one for Honor? I can never remember.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Maybe we'll see something on that.
Maybe. That'd be interesting. I would
It's
hope
finally announced.
or finally implemented.
I think they actually are implemented already.
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
Oh.
they're already implemented. I
know that they announced for this season to come in, but I never heard that they were officially. So
I think they were. I played on them. They're very nice. They're welcome. I think their matchmaking also got way better.
Well, that's good. It needed it. I hope it's too early to see more Assassin's Creed. Origins having a 2-year development cycle definitely helped a lot.
I agree. Assassin's Creed kindly quiet for a little.
I feel like I saw something where they were talking about some Roman Assassin's Creed possibility, but that may have been like a heavy rumor.
No, we've already done Rome. Like that was the big Rome. Assassin's Creed 2 was in Rome.
I mean, classical Rome, not Renaissance Rome.
Oh, okay.
I also know that like Assassin's Creed in and of itself has had a kind of a not one things. Watching some of like stuff on base Egypt was originally one of the settings that they said they were never do. I think we've actually talked about this before.
Yeah,
but
I mean, if they went anywhere in Asia for a full-blown game, that'd be pretty awesome.
Give me my ninja assassins, please.
Right.
Well, I mean, that's exactly what it was like. Japan was one they said they didn't want to do originally. Egypt was one they didn't want to do, which they just did. And then I think there was another one. I think actually Classical Rome was the other one that they said they really don't want to do because people always do those.
One of the two. Yeah.
So, but now they did Egypt, and Egypt has not only brought kind of a nice new aesthetic to the game, Western, Eastern, but it's the 2-year development cycle has also made it probably one of the better Assassin's Creed in a long time. I am only certain that if they did that same thing where they gave time and potentially threw in classical and probably get a lot.
Yeah, they did a 2D one in China, but I'd love to see that in 3D.
Oh, that would be awesome to see a China
Ancient
one in
China.
3D. That'd be awesome.
I'm pretty sure we'll see the Division 2 since they
Yes.
just actually announced today that it is expected to be out within the next year. 12
Really?
months. Oh yeah. And that is a game that pulled the opposite of Destiny, and it kept only getting better.
Huh?
Well, I guess Destiny 1 did too, but and they just didn't come out. The Division just was considered to be going real strong when Destiny 2 came out. So hopefully they'll have learned from Destiny 2's mistake, and the Division 2 will just be improvements on the first and not a reset.
Hopefully not too much with the Dark Zone. My personal taste anyway, but
I don't know how that's been received. I mean, I think they added up different ways to go about similar concepts, but yeah. What else is Ubisoft? And we think we might see.
I don't know what Ubisoft.
Splinter Cell. I think it's probably too soon. Well, I don't know. When did Watch Dogs 2 came out last year?
Let me see here. I can look. Dogs.
16.
Beat me to it.
Yep. So yeah, we could actually see Watch Dogs 3 even with the 2-year development if it came out in November of this year. It'd be 2 years.
Oh, has it really been 2 years? I'm thinking.
Yeah. Ubisoft has actually been pretty good about taking feedback from and improving on things at this point, really, because Watch Dogs 1 was not well received, and Watch Dogs 2 was a lot better received.
I think
anyone liked it or not, it was definitely better than the first.
The first one I know had from just the problems and the drop down and
it was too well. It also, I think, took itself too seriously.
It did. That was the other issue. It took itself too seriously. Because when we saw it, E3 was something really very well presented, but then when the actual game came out, dropped down, and I remember seeing actually a fair number of videos of side by side comparisons of the same events and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
And then, as you stated, it took itself way too seriously, which doesn't do any good. Watch Dogs 2 has kind of, done good in both categories. What you saw at E3 is pretty much what you're going to get in the game. And it wasn't so... They didn't have some fun stuff. Hacking cars. And a dude's whose face quite literally changes from emoticon to emoticon.
Right.
Fine, how he's feeling or talking.
Yeah. And then Rainbow Six Siege is pretty popular, and I think we might see a sequel, but I know they just kind of revamped the economy and whatnot, so I don't know. Because it got a lot more popular than they were expecting, really. So
I would say something. I don't think we're going to they might. I doubt they're going to do anything with Far Cry 5.
No, it's definitely way too soon for a new Far Cry.
That just came out just under 2 months ago. I'm not even sure they might show.
Yeah. And then Sony announced that they were basically focusing on 4 titles.
Smash Bros, Smash Bros, Smash Bros, and Smash.
That is not Sony.
Wait, no. Wait, yeah. I'm sorry. I thought you said Nintendo. I'm like...
Sony. You've got Death Stranding, Meta's favorite movie.
Mm-hmm.
Ghosts of Tsushima.
It looks really...
Spider-Man and Last of Us Part 2. These are all games that they have already announced, like, 2 years ago. Well, except for the Ghosts. From, like, 2 E3s ago, basically, they announced. This is just, like... They've just kind of... they've definitely changed up their game. Like, they also seem to be another one that wants to, like, starting to focus more on, like, what's coming out soon, not, like, what can you expect way down the line. So, yeah, because these are all games that were known, and so I'm sure that they will probably announce a few, like, new things, but it seems like the focus is on these 4, and they said that we can expect deep dives on these 4 titles.
Wow. I get to actually see my favorite movie before it's even out in theaters?
I think I think all of us are mostly looking forward to Ghosts of Tsushima.
Yeah, that's the one. That was not only was that a game of surprise when Sony...
No,
Also, Tsushima actually came out 20... I thought.
It would have been late. It was at a random conference.
Oh, you know what? You're right. It was actually after. It's not even been out here. Ghost of Tsushima was PGW.
Like
PGW.
Yeah.
Yep.
PGW 2017.
Yep.
So yeah, October. So yeah, less than a year ago they announced it, but it's by the people who did Infamous games. And yeah, it deals with the Mongolians attacking Japan.
I am so excited for this game. This looks so
I don't think it surprises any of us or anyone
who's listening. Yeah,
want to play the Japanese game.
I mean, I guess I think is for me. Obviously, my samurai games, but I didn't expect that at all.
No, it just came out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, I mean, again, it was just I don't know what Sony just like threw all of these trailers out at the PGW, and then like there was like the game dev conference a little bit later, or was it? I don't know. There was some other conference I think that was specifically Sony, and they didn't really have anything new for it. It was just very weird.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, I guess actually Obs might be more into Spider-Man, just because he's really looking forward to that game.
Yeah, but he can't beat it.
Right. It's Precious Yuri Lowenthal. That's also the one coming out the soonest, I believe. I think that one's actually got a release date out of all of those. September, maybe? I can't remember. But yeah, I think I'm curious to see how it goes. They keep trying something new every year, basically, or at least the past few years. They've kind of mixed it up, Sony.
Props.
Yep. And then Tuesday by its lonesome is Nintendo.
And now Super.
Right. Yeah, I think they're gonna have that. What was it? You had to like pre-register to get access to play it on the show floor or something?
Yeah, you actually had to pre-register. Balls on a group of people who say like, we know you're gonna come play our game. So you have to register for it.
Yeah, they know it's gonna be popular.
Oh yeah.
Probably see the newest Metroid that they announced. I believe probably see.
Possibly.
I don't know.
Pokemon game.
Maybe the rumors have been abounding.
There've been rumors. There have been possible leaks. They've even their own Twitter has been putting up pictures of people together.
Right.
I'm fairly certain they're probably going to show off something.
Yeah, the domains were registered, which is a pretty big sign, I think. But they have registered domains they never used before, but not like this.
Isn't it by like the same like?
Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't remember it's a certain company, the same ones that they register all their domains through. They've not used certain ones, like they never use Pokemon Topaz or Pokemon Gray, but those domains are always like in reference to like games that had already existed, sort of like they registered certain gemstones that, which, you know, Diamond and Pearl they could connected to, and then Black and White, and then they had Gray. Even though they never used them, they kind of made sense. This is like the first time they've registered domains that didn't connect to previous games,
which I think is why a lot of people are gonna probably go
yeah,
because there's no reason for them to just register random named games,
other than I guess the fact that the leaks have been getting pretty popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely would love to see Pokemon and Fire Emblem for me. I want to see the new Fire Emblem. Thought I was going to get it in the last Nintendo Direct, and I didn't.
Well,
it's supposed to be out this year. They said it was going to be out 2018.
Wait, what?
Yeah, back when the Switch first came out, they're like, 2018, new Fire Emblem.
But
haven't seen nothing on it.
But we're going to be halfway through the year by the time E3 pops up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What? That seems like that's 6 months. Wow, they're going to just throw it out. 6 months. You're going to get it in January.
I don't know. Nintendo doesn't usually they're also another company that doesn't like tell you about games many years in advance.
I think it just works better that way, actually. With how fast information travels nowadays, the fact that there's always going to be stuff in the background that.
Waiting 10 years for Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy 15, we're just so bad.
Oh, that was really bad.
Oh my god, waiting for this stupid Cyberpunk 2077 game, which should be at E3 as well this year. Like, I don't know why they did what they did. They released a trailer and then nothing. Just radio silence. It makes no sense. Other than a random tweet in January of this year from their Twitter going beep. Like, why? Why are you doing this to me? I want to play the Cyberpunk.
I just want to play your game. Just give me the game.
Wait for the years to match up. That's all.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And then so outside of the conferences, what other games I guess are you guys expecting? I know what Meta's expecting.
I mean, I already shot at
Not expecting even, but yeah.
Yeah, I already shot at DMC 5. I've already. Hope I will run streets. The other game I think I was kind of interested in seeing is
Anthem.
Chain. That it will.
I mean, they didn't really show enough at last E3, so we won't really necessarily know what has changed.
It's like like they would say it's like, oh, you're showing gameplay, and I'm like, that's very scripted if you ask me.
Yeah.
But sure, let's call it gameplay.
There's definitely things that could have changed behind the scenes.
That's kind of why I want to see what Anthem looks like now as opposed to then, because I haven't honestly kept up since it started getting really quiet. And after
there's nothing to really keep up with. Like,
that's
said anything about it other than like they've kind of talked about how like expectations and whatnot, not like specifics on the game.
Yeah, and I'm always a big fan of saying like, until you show me a clip of gameplay, it's gonna look great. But that's not going to tell me if the game is actually.
Yeah.
In 2 years' time.
That's Capcom, right? For Devil May Cry.
Yeah, Devil May Cry 5. Oh God.
Supposed to have what, 2 big? They said they were going to have 2 main title releases later this year.
Yeah, they said 2 main title releases. But it's kind of weird because from what we've seen of what they categorized it, and this is like why I think Devil May Cry 5 has to be one trying to throw us for a loop. They literally, they actually put it out. One of the games is going to be an action adventure game, but it's going to be for the PC, Xbox, and the Switch.
Huh.
But they didn't show anything for the PS4, and I'm like, that really doesn't make any sense. Not for Capcom. Capcom really likes to like slap themselves and stick to Sony. That's just like their kind of go-to group with. And then the other game is like a wrestling action game, which is just for the PlayStation box. Yeah, so I don't know. I do know I'll be very upset. Regardless of the reason why.
Is there anything you're hoping to see, Tets?
Let's see. From software.
Yeah, that was going to be my next big one. That random clip from the Video Game Awards.
I think it's going to be potentially a new Tenchu game.
I don't care. Just give it to me as long as it plays like something like Dark Souls and not maybe necessarily some of their older games.
Some of their older games are.
But I want the other game too that they promised me.
The Armored Core?
I want my Armored Cores, please.
Want your cores
please
that are
give
armored?
me my mechas.
Yeah, they have actually been talking about it. Like, it's really funny because it's like probably the most like chill version of revealing information. They're like, yeah, we're working on a new Armored Core. We're not gonna say anything about it, but yeah, we're working on something. I'm just like, you can't do that. Are they allowed to do that in interviews? To say they're working on something but not showing anything? Is that okay? Not in this day and age, buddy. You gotta bring something to the table.
When they said that, though, they also gave, only in Japan, a free PS4 theme for Japanese people to download down for theme. And it's like, is that telling me something? Are you telling me Armored Core is going to be releasing sometime? I want more information, please.
Like going to the table, potluck. And you bring your you bring your food item, and it's like, what did you bring? Well, I didn't actually bring anything, but what I am cooking at home right now is this wonderful turkey. But I'm not gonna have it here for us. That's what they did. That's what they did to us. Unacceptable.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I know me and Obs are hoping new Tales game because the timeline kind of matches up. They've never really gone more than like 2 years without at least coming out with one, so that's what I also hope to see.
I feel like there are so many Tales games.
Oh yeah.
Are they just able to churn these things out on a dime, or how does it work?
I assume I don't actually know the studios who make them. But yeah, the timeline was the first one came out in 95, and then 2 years later, and then 3 years after the second one is the biggest gap of any. And then yeah, like from 2002 to 2005, they came out with 5 main title games in 3 years.
The Tales of Symphonia, I remember.
Yeah, that was 2003.
Game.
Yeah, so they can definitely pump them out. I have to assume they're different studios. It's Bandai.
Oh, well, they've got it here.
But let's see. Bandai, Namco Bandai, and then some like collaborators. Yeah, I don't know. Just a big company, I guess. Just give it to me though.
Give it.
I want a main title, not like a Worlds of game or whatever. I've not played any of those. I don't care to. Yeah.
But I am kind of noticing, personally, just that the E3 for 2018 is going to be on a Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And generally, they end up starting in the middle of the week.
Well, those are the conferences. We'll still get those because they keep doing more and more conferences before the actual like show floor opens, which will be that like Monday to Thursday-ish.
I'm not too
week.
Yeah, but see, like I'm not too worried about the floor opening up because they don't really. There's not a lot to really see what they're going to be presenting or the big new things that are going to be coming out.
No, it's just I don't know. They keep doing though. Conferences keep have pushed it back. Like originally, yeah, it started off in like the normal week, and then they kept doing conferences before the actual event sort of started.
Yeah.
Like at least like the date on your tickets, right? Like because you get tickets to E3, it's not for these days.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it's just weird.
It was very confusing though too from anybody who's trying to understand what's going on or wants to catch
technically, you need separate tickets for the Microsoft event because it's in their own theater off campus, or it's not like nearby, but not actually. It's not a part of E3, I think. I can't remember, but yeah, it's E3 is kind of like it's what we get and what we really like look for are the conferences, and then you'll get some stuff like announced after, like because Obviously, not all games are done by whoever has a conference. It used to be just the big three, really. You got Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony.
Yeah.
And then now you've got EA, Bethesda, Square Enix, Sony, or I mean Ubisoft as well.
Yeah, they kind of broke off and decided to say, we're going to do our own thing.
Yeah. So we'll get more throughout the week, but yeah, you get the conferences are what like we get, and then they're the people who actually go to E3, and they have the show floor times and stuff.
Yep. Well, the hype is
I'm
on.
looking forward to it. Yeah.
Sure, we'll have a whole episode dedicated just to E3.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting hyped. I shouldn't, but I'm gonna do it.
Prepare to be disappointed.
Yeah, right. No E3 this year. Go home.
Devil May Cry 2.
Devil May Cry 2, the sequel.
The one that we don't talk about.
Yeah, the new reboot, Devil May Cry reboot 2.
Right.
Well, now with more Dante and
Vigil?
Yeah, Vigil. Dante and Vigil. All right. So, Tats, do you got a great segue for us, or do you want to just jump into it?
I don't really have a segue, so
I think by talking about the segue, you kind of destroy any.
No. I want to see if you had one though.
Furthermore, my wife just brought in one of the kittens into the office because we think he may have a fever, but our office is closed, so I'm kind of cuddling with the cat. So I apologize if I seem a little like cutting with my words because sometimes I might be petting him. Anyway,
the kitty needs your attention. Go to him.
He kind of does, but he always does. So, that'd be a forced segue. My wife and I have recently started a new anime, and both new to us, and I guess it's still ongoing at the moment. Which we normally don't watch anime, like we wait for anime to be finished. Different for us, our normal schedule, but it's called Kakuriyo Bed and Breakfast for Spirits.
Yeah, I saw this one when looking through with OBS like months ago or something when we looked through the upcoming anime.
There was no.
It is published by Gonzo, so there is. If you're a fan of that studio house, then you know the levels onto that on. Spec. But essentially the main character Aoi, she has the ability to see spirits, or they call them ayakashi, but spirits in general.
Yeah.
And she recently has lost her grandfather, who also could see spirits. And he taught her that because people who can see spirits will often be targeted by them, food with her in order to placate the spirits. You know, they'll be hungry. That your spiritual energy may have them wanting to eat you, so you give them a nice homemade meal and they'll eat that instead and leave you alone. So she's walking down the street and she sees a random ayakashi wearing a very creepy Oni mask, and so she gives him some food and leaves, and as thanks, he whisks her away to the to the world.
Really, as thanks.
Between worlds. Yeah. And come to find out that her grandfather used to stay at the bed and breakfast that this Oni runs, and had run up a huge tab, and before she was born, promised his firstborn granddaughter away as betrothal as a form of collateral based on his debt.
I feel like this wouldn't stand much in a modern court, but all right.
And so she's like, no. How much does grandfather owe you? I'll work it off. And so she kind of like starts to take up a job at the bed and breakfast. So it almost has this little bit of a Spirited Away feel in that regard.
I would say because he kind of literally spirited her away. So.
And so, I mean, there's only 7 episodes out so far, but they have been signed on for 26 episodes, and I think they've signed for a second season, but maybe not yet.
Well, if it's 26, then it's 2 cores, which
yeah.
is, for Japan at least, that's like 2 seasons.
There's gonna be 26.
Because it'll be this season, which is what are we in spring?
Yes,
I guess technically.
we're
So yeah,
we're
so
spring.
13 in spring and 13 in summer or whatever.
So it releases on Mondays at 10:30 on and if you're following on different media that do like the simulcast, like Crunchyroll, I don't know anybody else who does like that type of thing, but it releases on Mondays at 10:30 in the morning. So they're up to episode 7 so far. So they're still early on in it, and we've only watched through episode 5. We haven't watched.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Yet.
This actually looks interesting.
I love that simulcasting is becoming a thing because it's you get English or Japanese at the same time.
That is pretty sweet.
It's pretty adorable. It does have more shoujo-y kind of aspects, but I wouldn't call it a shoujo.
Well, no. So looking at it, it looks like it was a light novel with a female demographic.
Yep.
It's currently still on running, 2015 to the present, 8 volumes. And then it was also a josei manga, which is older women, 16 to the present, 4 volumes still going. So yeah, I think they definitely have the room to grow. But yeah, it's a josei, so.
But the anime like has those tropes, but there's a distinct like spectrum of josei versus seinen. It's definitely much more towards the middle. It is at least the anime is. I don't know how the manga or the light novel compares, but the anime is a little bit more middle of the road.
For those of you who don't know what those terms mean, josei just refers to the older, or to women that are in teens or adulthood. Seinen is generally marketed
15 to 45.
Yep, seinen means is a market towards young adult men, and shoujo is aimed at teenage females in general. So, just for everybody who didn't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's adorable. It is. It is. That's really the best word for it. There's a lot of cute situations as you'd expect.
Going off of this picture, which is her and a lot of guys. Is it a reverse harem?
So far, it's not. There is the Oni who owns the bed and breakfast. Yeah. There is a Yuki Onna who is doing everything she can to win his affection, and so she like hates the main character.
Of course.
You have the Kyubi who's helping her out, and I think he's interested in her, but I don't know how much it's her and how much it's her cooking.
Yeah, I just love you for your cooking, honey.
And so far, the only other major players have been this Spider Spirit and his sister, but they're kind of like a tangential thing. They're not really like part of that core dynamic. So I guess it might be a little bit of a love triangle between her, the Oni, and the Kyubi, but I haven't seen so much affection for the Kyubi yet. But again, we're only episode 5, so
sure,
it may develop.
What are you eating? That's the way. What are you eating?
Let's see. If I go to my preferred manga site,
I might actually watch this because I find. Generally,
I think you and your fiance will enjoy it a lot. It is very good.
I've been finding myself more and more pulled toward demographic based.
The manga site I use has extensive tagging, and although only one chapter had been translated, so who knows? But it does not have the reverse harem tag, so
safe. You're safe this time.
Just curious. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. What really though, when I first saw this, I had to like double check that it wasn't another one because it had a lot of familiar I mean, like they're not actually the same, but there's a Kami-sama Kisei or Kiss, I guess, actually, which is it. Well, because when I saw the picture, I didn't really know who the male focus was on this one, but Kami-sama has a girl with like a deadbeat dad or whatever who and she ends up being thrown into a spirit realm situation thing, and but the main oni or no, yokai, I mean, was a kitsune or whatever. So it was just kind of
Gotcha.
funny. That one is definitely reverse harem, but
This one, romance in it. It's not the focus of it. It's not heavily played upon. It is.
are the episodes more like slice of life type stuff, or I mean, not necessarily slice of life, but like working
Yes.
is like the focus, like working in the
Yeah.
bed bath or whatever it's called, bed and breakfast is like the focus.
It
It's
is
not
so-
like it's not fighting or something, or
no.
you know, lots of dates or something, I guess.
It so part of it is that the fox had a so when she's trying to find work within the bed and breakfast, nobody wants to use her, partially because she's human, partially because whatever superstition, like the kitchen, for example, no women are allowed to enter for whatever. There's probably some spiritual significance that I don't actually recognize, because it's run by Daruma heads. But going outside and going out back and finding this little hut in the middle of a clearing, and she finds out that the kitsune had tried to run a tea shop there, but he was closing it down because that you have the eight directions, north, south, east, west, and then northwest, northeast, southwest, southeast, are each governed by a different Ayakashi prince. And in the northeast is where this bed and breakfast lies, and in fact the Oni is the leader of it. Speaking, the northeast is the most unlucky direction for something to come in Japanese spirituality. And so in this case, the house, the tea house, happens to be located in the most unlucky place within the northeastern quadrant or section. And so everything before it has failed, and failed miserably. And she decides to open up a eatery at this establishment that has an unlucky past. And so at least the first 5 episodes have been her coming to terms with wanting to open it and starting to work on opening it. But it has been the interactions with the characters that lead up to her making that decision. So it's still very grounded and very down to earth slice of life in that feeling. As I said, like the first 2 episodes, she's looking for a job. They do kind of a trip episode, but it's more to establish more characters, I feel, than it is anything, as opposed to it being about a date.
I see.
So yeah. But it's pretty enjoyable so far.
This is, I mean, just based off of the picture, it was one I was gonna look into.
Yeah, actually, this looks interesting. I kind of want to.
I definitely like the art design.
I like the fact that
sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say like I was just gonna agree with you and say I even like the fact that the title itself has a very rainbow color, even if it's only purple.
And I will say the intro song to it I really love, but I'm also a sucker for putting in like shamisen and kodo with guitars and drums. And it's, if you like that style, the intro song is amazing.
It got me hooked. I can already hear its siren call of sweet Japanese melodies with modern musical instruments.
Let's see. My anime list recommendations. Top one is Kami-sama.
Oh.
So I'm not the only one. It's only like 3, and then a bunch of ones I don't recognize. The other recommendations don't look like a lot of people have done the recommendations field, but it's still a really new anime, so that's not surprising.
Just like according to Crunchyroll, at least they have a rating of a 4.7, 4.9, something like that. It's hard to tell just from the stars. They don't have a numerical.
Yeah, Anime List right now has it at 7.17 and is ranked just under 3,000, or just above 3,000, and 2,000 in popularity, for whatever that means. I don't really know how that ranks against other stuff. I'm just looking at the page. But yeah, it's still ongoing, so we'll see how that, I guess, shakes out.
And I will say, To me, it's not a big deal, but my wife was surprised when she found herself saying this. It has the most adorable spiders that you will ever see in a series.
Oh,
And
man.
the reason why I bring that up,
Oh, man.
the two siblings that I was talking about, they're the spider spirits, or I guess they're kind of Jorogumo without saying Jorogumo. But the spider that they can transform into, like they have their big version, but then they have like this little, like it looks like a stuffed animal spider, and it is fluffy and adorable, and you're just like,
I mean,
I didn't know spiders could be that fluffy.
it's gonna have to be a pretty tall bar to beat a Joltik.
I was gonna say, I was just thinking, like, I don't know, man. Joltik are pretty adorable.
It is close to on par with Joltik. It's not quite Joltik level, but it is very close.
Gosh damn, how do you beat Joltik? It's adorable.
But you can get close.
Look at it. Just look at it. Bam. Oh my god, that is adorable. What the hell?
Yeah, and I just showed an image in Discord for the people that are confused. But under the bandages, there's a little like comical, cartoony skull on his abdomen. So it's
Oh, that's adorable. Oh my gosh. All right. I don't know if I can handle this cute overload right now. Not of adorable little spiders.
It's good though so far, and as far as we've gotten, it's definitely a recommend from us.
I want to probably end up looking into this. I'm kind of looking for anime to watch. Got me already. Sold me on the products.
Okay. But yeah, I don't know that I have much more to add to it. Besides that, I'm looking forward to the next episode.
Well, then I'm going to use this to segue into my things that you watch. RPG Limit Break is going on right now. And if you don't know what that is, a little background.
Of course, it will be over by the
time. By the time anybody actually hears this, it'll be over. But if you haven't, you should check it out for the future, if nothing else.
RPG. You can still go back and watch the VODs.
Yep. There's always that too. RPG Limit Break is essentially like the GDQ, but specifically for RPGs. It is speedrunning.
Japanese RPGs?
Japanese? Is it only Japanese?
I don't know.
I don't think it's only Japanese.
Okay.
I'm fairly certain Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden is definitely not Japanese. And cool. West of Loathing.
Oh yeah, I see Diablo.
Yep, and West of Loathing is on there, so
mostly Japanese RPGs.
Mostly Japanese. It turns out they might have probably covered section families.
Oh baby. I just noticed they had one of my favorite games.
They have Saga Frontier on there. I didn't even know this, and I've missed it, and I'm so sad about it. But anyway, they've been running for a little bit now. They've been running since the 13th, and they're going to be ending on the. So, I mean, there really isn't much to say beyond like they're
So what are they raising money for?
You know what? I don't know. I couldn't bring myself to care about that at all. Who needs money? All right. They are currently actually, you know what? I made the joke now, but now I'm gonna look like it because I actually don't know what they're running. They don't say it on even.
They are in support of NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness.
I am not seeing this on their own website at all. This is
it's right there in a big picture.
I'm looking at it. Maybe I need to go back to the homepage. Maybe
homepage, yes.
Okay, let me go back to the homepage. Oh yeah, there it is. You just can't go back to.
It's like literally the whole. It
is literally the right side. I'm just blind as a bat. That's all right. So that is what they are working for. They have so far raised $77,850.48.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
they've raised $8,000 since before we started, or since we looked right before starting.
Yep, they've been playing Final Fantasy VIII co-op. I think.
Oh man, no one can just donate a few cents to just get all sevens. That would have been awesome.
That would have been amazing. The donation goal is 100,000, but from I can tell. It looks like they're gonna make it there. If they're this close and they've still got 2.
Yeah, they're just wrapping up. Oh well, yeah, they have wrapped up. They're just watching the final cinematic of
Very
Final
depressing.
Fantasy VIII. Yeah, the
Very
time's already been
depressing.
called at 8 hours and 48 minutes and 53 seconds.
I just watched.
Yeah, that's
a very fast playthrough. Holy crap!
I mean, yeah, RPGs are interesting in that their speed runs can be very fast, or like I think they typically run a lot longer than your normal one. I mean, though sometimes you can get like the Pokemon ones can be done like super quick because of whatchamacallit. I'm blanking, the thing that Ops hates that they've all become. That's why he stopped running them. RNG manipulation. That's the word.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes them all like fairly, super planned down to the last minutia. I think he just enjoyed a bit more RNG in his speedrunning.
I think it's interesting because you see a lot of that is RNG manipulation. What is it? Fire Emblem. I was watching a speedrun of that, and complete RNG. Every move was similarly planned, with every character being in a spot. Messed with a bit of how the game works. They earned by doing certain glitches just to specifically get the enemy they wanted.
Yeah.
So I think it does kind of take away a little bit of the challenge.
I mean, it's just different skill sets and what you like running. Because you still gotta know everything, right? You still gotta like memorize and.
Yeah, it's great for memorization. It's great if you really want to like show like how much it takes. Really see how much it takes to truly understand the game, to about it and show it off. I mean, that definitely has its own. That definitely takes its own time and a talent for someone to memorize all of that.
Yeah.
I just personally, it's not interesting. Kind of with Obs on that.
Yeah, I guess they had a bidding war. Because that's another big thing about this sort of event. Like even GDQs, you typically get to have bidding incentives.
Yep.
And in Pokemon Crystal, it was what is either using Totodile or Entei, because those are like the two you can just basically beat the game with. Of course, using RNG manipulation to trigger Entei, but they went with Totodile apparently, which Bob said is a much safer run because you don't. Entei uses Iron Tail, which has low accuracy. But yeah. Have you any game in particular you've enjoyed watching?
I watched a bit of the Legend of Legaia one.
Oh yeah,
because it's a great game. That is a game I actually kind of want to play again now. I mean, I was, what was actually most surprising when I was watching that? The text. It has not really aged that badly at all. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, I was really surprised by that. Like, they were talking. I mean, I didn't see any typos. I didn't unfortunately get to watch tons of it, so I'm certain there was a typo that I missed that I never saw as a kid. But there was definitely like the way they talked, the way things flowed, characters acted, and their emotions to some scenes. Pretty legitimately spot on. I was actually really impressed by it, but maybe. Or maybe I just have shit taste. One of the two. It was actually pretty good, I thought, and
that's cool.
It was nice because it was kind of nice to know that, because I was like, that was always the one thing that you kind of fear when you go back to an old man. When I play this game, am I gonna accidentally set this game down and be like, I love this game, and then by the time you're done with it, it's like, what the fuck did I do? So
what's wrong with me?
Yeah, I know. Pretty much. That's really what it sometimes feels like. It's like, why did I like this game? So
yeah, it's a pretty nice event. A lot. It's smaller than your GDQs at this point.
Yeah.
And if you like RPGs, especially a lot of old ones too, it looks like.
I'm kind of hoping that they will also upload YouTube channel like how they did.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
I tried looking it up the other day. I didn't really.
Well, they do have a YouTube channel.
They do have a YouTube channel, but like stuff has been uploaded from too.
Yeah. Well. Oh yeah. Oh wait. Oh yeah. No. They were. Oh wait. Why does it say this? Oh, they did a Tales of Marathon. I mean, they do have full playthroughs, so yeah, it looks like they'll probably upload it. It looks like they do a bunch of marathons throughout the year. They've got this Kingdom Hearts marathon, Fire Emblem marathons, Tales of marathons. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's kind of cool to see these a little bit more. Been getting better with the. You can really see that with GDQ in of itself, but as we see more and more speed runs, it's been really interesting how people play the game, break the game, play and break the game. They really give us it's all in the name of charity. It's a really interesting way for the speedrunning community because from what I recall, speedrunning was generally its own very niche thing.
Oh yeah,
it was very niche. It wasn't talked about by tons. So
yeah, definitely very close communities.
Yep.
Obs has tried his hand at it, but I don't know anyone else personally who has.
No, I don't. I really don't know anyone either. So the but now kind of like these runs of them.
Yeah, I think it's great to see gamers just get together for a good cause.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. Pretty fun run. I'm very excited to see. I'm hoping that they hit their mark for Limit Break, and then some, so that they can make even more.
Oh yeah.
Title and stuff. And then I mean GDQ is going to be starting at being into the 1st of July, so
just chaining it.
Yep. It'll definitely be some good old fun and benefit for charities. All right. Gonna wrap this up.
All right.
Let me see if I can get this outro right.
Right, wrong.
All right, no, right? This has been episode 52. I was about to say 51 of podcast. No, of podcast of the Five Rings, your source of enlightenment in the realm of video games, tabletop, anime, film, and tech. Episode of podcast of the Five Rings releases Monday mornings on iTunes and SoundCloud, and topic by topic, day by day on YouTube, with the full video releasing on Friday. To catch updates about the podcast or other news, give us a follow on the platform of listed in the description below that I'm going to scroll right down to. There's Twitter at the bottom. You put Facebook on the bottom. Let's see, our own YouTube channel.
No, we do.
Stream.
That
I know. It doesn't need to tell Obs. You can check us out for information on Twitter, and we have our Facebook. Twitter is Podcast5R, and the Facebook is 5R Podcast. Our YouTube channel does actually have a now Podcast of the Five Rings. I do have a stream. Come check me out when I am streaming. If you like.
What have you been playing lately?
I have actually not tons right now. I've been mostly just streaming my raids.
Oh yeah.
But we're gonna be starting up a campaign of 2 that I've been.
Did you hear the news?
What?
That they're coming out with a definitive edition.
Oh gosh, damn it! Seriously?
Yeah, they're
Seriously
revamping.
Missed the fun of definitive.
Well, so they're revamping the whole 3rd chapter. A bunch of bugs.
Yeah.
I can't remember all the changes. I can't remember, but if you have a copy, you get it for free.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's the real nice part. Yeah.
It also has me very upset to know. This outro fell apart very fast.
Also, now that Obs has moved once he gets his internet back up, we expect to be streaming more on our channel.
Yep.
I know he has plans for trying to play all the Final Fantasies at some point.
He's a brave man.
Get through that. And
Monster
every
Hunter.
gen of Pokemon, Nuzlocke. Yes. Hopefully more Monster Hunter, and I don't know any other games he wants to do, but yeah, we'll see how that
Defender
goes.
at one point. So
What?
talked about Dungeon Defender.
Oh, really? I don't remember that.
I don't remember that.
Dungeon Defender 2, yeah.
I was not a part of this conversation, and that's the story I'm going to give.
It was only when the two of us were talking, and I spoiled something. I have no idea.
Well, we can talk about
That
it
could be
later.
fun. I remember playing the hell out of the first one.
I don't know.
I
What
think
I don't know what
Dungeon
Dungeon Defender
Defender's
is,
2
so that'll be actually new for me.
it's-
The second
Tower
one should be
defense
free to
game
play
in
anyway.
3D.
Yeah, it's 3D tower defense.
Oh, dude, I love tower defense.
Yeah, you have a class, like knight or wizard or whatever they have their own towers, and you just gotta kill mobs. You can kill them with your character and then the towers you place, sort of thing.
Neat.
I know the first one had some weird classes. Like one didn't even have. One was a summoner that I don't think had towers but had monsters, and there's all sorts of stuff.
All right, well, I think we'll end it there.
We should get out of here.
Yeah, we should probably get out of here.
Yeah.
We will catch you guys later in next week with our next episode if we all decide we can actually make 5 till then. Until then, catch you later.
Later.